Imagine a city facing the most powerful army in the world, with no plan, no army, and almost no weapons, only knives, stones, and rage. On May 2nd, 1888, the streets of Madrid erupted in blood, chaos, and resistance. This is not a legend. This is the day ordinary people stood up to Napoleon and changed the history of Spain forever. Puerta del Sol, the heart of Madrid, has always been a place of passage. But 218 years ago, something happened here that shook all of Europe. The French are kidnapping the Spanish royal family. And it's true, barricades are starting to go up in the streets. Something is happening inside the city. 8 hours and 45 minutes in the morning, Monday, May 2nd, 1808. A locksmith named José Blas Molina climbs onto the step of the royal carriage parked in front of the prince's gate and shouts to the crowd that has been growing in the square since dawn. In the coming hours, the city will face off without an army, without a plan, and without a leader. Just Madrid against the strongest military force in the world, knives against cannons. But there's something you need to know. What's coming is not planned by anyone. It all starts because of a 14-year-old boy who appeared on the balcony. Madrid has been under French occupation for weeks. Murat, Napoleon's son-in-law, rules the city with 30,000 soldiers. The royal family has been summoned to Bayonne. Ferdinand VII is already there, and the city suspects he will never return. Only 2 members of the Bourbon family remained in the palace, the Infanta Maria Luisa and the little Francisco de Paula, only 14 years old. That same morning, the board of directors, which had refused the day before, finally authorized their transfer to France. Monday dawns under cloudy skies. It has been raining all night and the streets are already full of people. 2 carriages leave the royal stables. The first one contains the princess, who is to leave for France. The second one is waiting for Francisco de Paula, the last remaining Bourbon in Madrid. There are people in the square watching. No one knows exactly what is happening, but everyone suspects the truth. José Blas Molina is among the crowd. He approaches the coachmen and asks them where they are going. They answer him. Molina climbs onto the wooden step of the carriage and shouts, "They have already taken our king. Now they want to take everyone." The boy goes out onto the balcony to calm the crowd, but the effect is exactly the opposite. The sight of the young prince surrounded by French soldiers inflames the rage even more. Attempts to put out the fire only fan the flames. In just seconds, the square explodes. The French open fire. The first victims appear. There are no telephones. There is no radio. But in a city of 170,000 people, word spreads faster than horses. In Maravillas, Bavis, Barquillo, and La Latina, people are taking to the streets. They are arming themselves with everything they have: knives, stones, scissors, and metal tools. French patrols are attacked in the streets. Shots echo from balconies and windows. The French are better trained and armed, but they cannot control every corner of Madrid. Murat ordered the cavalry to advance towards the Puerta del Sol. Leading the cavalry were the Mamluks, the elite Egyptian cavalry brought by Napoleon after his campaigns in Africa. Turbans, curved scimitars, and colorful cloaks. Just weeks earlier, Madrid residents viewed them with curiosity. Today, they are greeted with hatred. When they arrive at Puerta del Sol, the square is already filled with a hostile crowd. They try to turn onto Alcalá Street, and that's where the massacre begins. The Madrid people have no guns. They have knives and cobblestones, but they throw themselves at the horsemen with a fury that shocks even the French. They try to knock the riders off their horses, plunge knives into their thighs, and stab the animals to knock them to the ground. Several Mamluks fall dead in the square. Francisco Goya would later paint these scenes in 1814. The royal prison, located near what is now the Plaza Mayor, was filled with 94 prisoners who heard gunshots and saw weapons being thrown from the balconies. A prisoner named Francisco Xavier Cajon wrote a letter to his warden. This letter still exists today in the National Historical Archives. He asks under oath to be released, along with his companions, to defend their homeland and king against foreigners. The guard hesitates, but the rebellion is already starting inside the prison. The prisoners are on the verge of breaking down the doors themselves. He has no choice. 56 prisoners armed with the guard's weapons emerge. They seize a French cannon in the main square and fire at the French until the ammunition runs out. Then they render the cannon unusable. Most return to prison, but some disappear forever in the chaos. Captains Dawa and Velarde open the Monteleon barracks to civilians. They hand out weapons and bring 2 cannons out into the street. They know what's coming. On the corner of what are now Dauis and San Bernardo streets stands 17-year-old Manuela Malasaña, a young seamstress who feeds bullets to her father as he shoots. It is not known whether she was killed during the fighting or executed for the scissors she carried with her, but it is documented that she died that same day. Today, the neighborhood bears her name. Clara del Rey, also in the barracks with her husband and children, was killed by artillery fire. At least 2 of their children survived. Murat sent 2,000 soldiers from Le France Brigade to take the park. 3 hours of fierce resistance followed. Velarde fell, shot in the chest. Dauis was wounded in the leg, but continued to fight until the French charged in and stabbed him with bayonets. He was taken to his home on San Bernardo Street, where he died a few hours later. The organized resistance ended. Murat issues a decree. Anyone caught with a weapon will be executed immediately. That same day, 43 people were shot in various locations around Madrid. The next day, another 36. The bodies remained unburied until May 12th. Historian Perez Guzman estimates a total of 409 victims, of whom 39 were soldiers and hundreds of residents of Madrid. Francisco Goya would paint the executions 6 years later. News of the uprising spread throughout Spain within days. Within a few weeks, resistance broke out in every city. A war began that lasted 6 years and ended with the expulsion of Napoleon from the Iberian Peninsula. But the price is horrific. More than 300,000 Spaniards lose their lives because they refuse to kneel before a foreign power. And it all begins with a locksmith calling out from the foot of a royal carriage at 8:45 in the morning, and a 14-year-old boy appearing on the balcony to calm the crowd, but provoking the exact opposite. Spain is a proud, rebellious, and unyielding country whose May Day spirit should never be forgotten. If you want more stories like this, about wars, uprisings, and moments that changed the world forever, subscribe to the channel and share the video with your friends, because history must be remembered.